So, after being several months behind, and all but abandoning this series, I figured 3 comics left. Why not pick up the vlogging again, consistently right on the Wednesday and everything, just to get things done, just to put this series to rest. And just to be clear regarding all of that, like, I have been reading these issues every week. I have bought them pretty much every Wednesday they've come out. There's like maybe 1 week in there where I waited an extra week and I bought both at once, just out of laziness and that shit. I haven't been on camera for the channel in a while. Last time I think was the Arthur YouTube poop, which was years old and all that shit. Yes, I have cut my hair. It's tragic, I know. Have no fear, it will grow back. I really hate how it looks right now. Before going into Batman Eternal stuff, I made an announcement right around this time last year that I wanted to start getting more active with the channel, and I'm going to at least attempt it again, maybe get some new episodes of Flashback out and everything. No new episode of Runaways last week, that was just due to spring break stuff and being out of town. New episode will be out on Friday, we'll get through Runaways. There might be another voice acting project in there somewhere. Sooner or later I'll make a video and talk on the whole Scott Pilgrim thing, because as you've all probably guessed by now, I'm not going to see the end of that series. We made it halfway through, it felt great, but I mean, this is such an informal way of going about it, but yeah, the rest of Scott Pilgrim is just probably not going to happen. Now, if that said, there was a shitload of footage done, and I will probably put all of that online. I will probably put a lot of what we already recorded and the stuff for later installments. You'll get to hear me do my Gideon voice without any static or anything. I'll get around to that sometime here soon. But with all of that said, the main reason I'm on right now is because there are 3 issues of Batman Eternal left. I want to get in front of the camera to discuss the last 3 issues, because I made it through the first 20. I recorded for the next 4, actually, because I had opinions on those, particularly issue 24, which remains my favorite issue of the bunch. But I kind of decided ahead of time I wanted to get on camera for the last 3 issues, because, I mean, it's the last 3. Of course, they're going to be huge, and their numbers are 50, 51, and 52. 52, of course, being DC's big lucky number and everything. So, yeah, I decided I wanted to get back on, and I was really sure that today was going to be the day we saw the main villain, and I had hinted at this early on, but I really got attached. I really got into the Prometheus theory. I was so ready for the main villain to show up, and it's Prometheus. And then today's issue came out. You know, I like to read my comic books when I'm at a red light, because I live in Iowa, and traffic's frankly decent enough that I can usually do that. Just, you know, crack some stuff open. And I had read most of this issue while I was in the store perusing for other stuff. And I suspected issue 50, we're going to see the main villain this time. And maybe we did. Maybe we did. Yeah, so, what is the big, glorious twist at the end of issue 50? It's fucking Clue Master. Fucking what? I was in my car, at a red light, and I saw the last image of the comic. The last image of the comic is Batman on Beacon Tower, and he's gotten the invitation, you know, come on up for the front row seat to Gotham's destruction. And he gets attacked, and it's fucking Clue Master. And, like, I'm holding out. There's still 2 issues left. Maybe he's not. Maybe, you know, maybe he's just there on orders of maintaining it Prometheus. Maybe he's just there on maintaining orders. But maybe he's not. Maybe, just maybe, we ran around for a year-long comic series and fucking Clue Master is at the end of it. I have no idea how good or how bad I think that twist is right now. Because there is a solid part of me That's like, holy shit, what? It's absurd. It's completely insane. It's completely insane to think that, you know, and Cluemaster, who has been on panel this entire time, he has not been away. I mean, like, you know, if you could predict that it was Cluemaster at the end of the 2009 to 2011 Batgirl series, that wasn't necessarily very hard to do. I mean, Stephanie is the main character of that series. He's her father, so, you know, it makes sense that he shows up at the end of that. But, like, he was controlling some college kids. He was funding some college kids in fancy armor after the events of Salvation Run. That is one thing. If Cluemaster is about to blow up all of Gotham because God knows why, I'll admit, never at any singular point did I ever consider Cluemaster might be the mastermind here. The closest thing to that I ever considered was thinking about the fact that I did at one point, a couple of points I stopped, and I kind of wondered, what's Cluemaster doing here? Because we've got Signal Man, we've got Ratcatcher, we've got the dude messing with the water lines. We have those kind of C-ranking villains. We got those guys for cannon fodder. And they're all meeting together with, I'm pretty sure we know for sure that was Hush. That was Hush who they were all meeting with. We knew all of them. They all had a clear purpose. It was never entirely clear to me what purpose the Cluemaster was supposed to serve. If anything, you wouldn't want Cluemaster on your team for this, because he leaves clues behind. He makes it obvious what's going on. You wouldn't want him on your supervillain team for something like this. And I thought about that a few times, and I thought about the fact that there sure isn't a lot of clues being left around here. It sure isn't obvious what's going on. He hasn't really left us his trail of breadcrumbs or anything. But by that same token, it is now wholly possible that everything was building to this. I would have to go back and review the last 49 fucking issues to find out for sure. But holy shit. If this entire thing, if this entire series, I have talked about the last page of this comic, because screw the rest, honest to God, did not care about much of the rest of this. I am well past the point of apathy for lots of this. Excuse me, I have to take a phone call. Hello. Hun? Are you pocket dialing me? Hun? Meredith? Are you pocket dialing me? I'm keeping it in. I am keeping that in. I think my girlfriend just pocket dialed me. Keeping it in. Don't care. It got me off of a little bit of the raging. I don't know. I mean, like, I know I haven't been on camera. I haven't been here for the build-up and you haven't seen me for the build-up to this and everything, but, like, I have been struck with some apathy throughout this series. This series has had some struggle for a little bit now. Especially after, and I wasn't on camera for any of this arc, but, like, especially after, when Hush got control of this story, it was awesome. Hush being the main antagonist of this story for, like, the 14 issues he was fantastic. The Hush stuff was all great. The stuff in the asylum was going much better. I was enjoying that much more. Yeah, when Hush was in control of this story, I was having a real blast. But, after we lost Hush, we kind of got disjointed. At least, you know, we got kind of a team of more recognizable Batman villains for a little while. But, You guys haven't been here. I have been having some apathy regarding this series since, 30 issues ago. Good lord, that is over half a year. But still, regardless of all of that, I'm gonna try and finish out my thoughts on the last few. I don't have much to say about the fight scenes here. Everybody is taken down. The only thing that is really damn cool about what is going on with the series right now is that Batman's so burnt out and he's so pissed off that he's beating the shit out of everyone all over Gotham. He's beating the crap out. He beat the crap out of Scarecrow, out of Clayface, Mr. Freeze. He beat the shit out of a lot of people this issue. He crashed the biplane into Bane. Okay, that will always get points for me. But in spite of that, all of that aside, talking about the ending of this issue, I mean, what the hell is there for me to say? It's Cluemaster. It might be Cluemaster. The thought that it might be is enough to really just, make me sit here and be like, what the fucking hell? How did we get here? How on earth did we get to a point where Cluemaster might be the main antagonist of this entire year-long run? And you know what? If I went back and I looked through all of the issues again, I'll bet I will bet, kind of that moment when you go back and watch movies with lots of foreshadowing again, lots of hints of what's going on. I bet it'll be a little like that. I'll bet it will be really obvious when I go back and look. But him being there the entire time might have been one of the most brilliant parts of it. Because as long as he was on page, we thought he was a minor threat. And even if he's not the main villain, clearly he's a major player. A much more major player than we were giving him credit for. And, so I'm skeptical about that. I'm skeptical about maybe he's not what this is all building to, but the fact that maybe he is was enough for me to be like, fuck it, I gotta get back on camera. Well, I was gonna be back anyway, because again, I honestly picked up this issue expecting Prometheus. I was ready for Prometheus. But no. Arthur friggin' Brown might have been the mastermind behind everything. And if he is, holy hell. That is insane. Oh. That's maybe a brilliant twist. Maybe it's not. Maybe I go back and I'm like, there are no clues here. This was not foreshadowed. Maybe that'll happen. But the thought that maybe this is how the whole thing ends, that's crazy. Oh, man. So, there you have me talking in circles about issue 50 of Batman Eternal. I'm ready for this series to be over. I'm ready for the mystery to be solved. I can hardly believe that maybe it's just been solved. But, we'll find out. I really want to hear Cluemaster's justification for this. I want to know how someone as 2-bit as Cluemaster ascended to madness like this. So, hopefully next issue will tell us. I made a comment when this whole thing got started that the most interesting thing about the Cluemaster, the thing about the Cluemaster worth giving a shit about, was his daughter. Holy crap. It's like the comic creators saw that, knew that was my reaction. The comic even points out, who gives a shit about Cluemaster? After this story, a lot of comic fans are gonna give a shit about Cluemaster. Holy crap. So that's issue 50. New Runaways on Friday. Issue 51 next week. Thank you.